What's up, Cavs fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be taking a dive into 5 very interesting stats for this Cleveland Cavaliers team that has kicked off the 2024-25 season to a 16-1 record. They just look absolutely phenomenal. With that said, let's go ahead and hop right in. Number 1, 240. That is the number of Darius Garland drives. Much has been made about Darius Garland's all-star level play to begin the season, and rightfully so. One of the most important parts of his resurgence has been his efficiency and effectiveness as a driver. He has 240 total drives as of recording this video, which is 6th in the entire NBA. That should tell you just how big of a part of this game this has been. The 6th-year guard is completing 60.7% of his field goal attempts when driving towards the rim, the highest for players with at least 200 total drives. He has a nasty little scoop layup that he's used quite effectively. He can drive baseline and kill interior defenses with a floater, but what makes all of these even more dangerous is the threat of the drive and kick, dump off, or lob at the rim, often following a pick and roll set. Garland has dished out a grand total of 112 total assists on this young season. 36 of those 112 have come while driving with the rock in his hand.
Erupted in a second to take control of the game. Alley-oop to Mobley.
Among players with at least 100 drives, he has the 5th highest assist percentage at 50%, behind only Donovan Mitchell, Jimmy Butler, Fred VanVleet, and teammate Ty Jerome. Go figure. Something else that could easily go unnoticed is that he's perfect from the charity stripe when earning a shooting foul off of a drive, a perfect 22 of 22. Number 2, 69.2%. Despite the 3-point shot being his biggest weapon, Georges Niang has managed to impress many by knocking down a high amount of his field goals inside the 3-point line. He is completing 69.2% of his field goals inside the arc, to be exact. And it may not always be pretty, but when Niang has put the ball on the floor and driven inside, he has converted 12 of 17 field goal attempts, or rather 70.6%. It's uncanny, and frankly, it looks awkward as hell, but it's working. He's using a floater to pretty good effect. He's taken his opponents off of the dribble, he's received passes and immediately taken off, he's cut to the basket off of screens. Niang has effectively streamlined his shot profile. He's been extremely efficient around the rim. As of now, he is 18 of 25, or rather 72% from inside of 5 feet. He's 8 of 12, or 66.7% from 5 to 9 feet. In total, the Iowa State product has attempted only 3 shots that can be classified within the mid-range area. As long as he continues this hot start from inside the 3-point line, the Cavs can live with modest 3-point percentages. But the good news is that the 3-point shot is finally coming around again after starting this season off kind of cold. Over his last 4 games, Niang has gone 14 of 29, or rather a scorching 48.3%. That has led to him putting up an average of 38% on the season as a whole. You'll love to see it. Number 3, 36.6%. Caris Levert is locking down the competition this year on the defensive end of the court. Through 18 appearances this season, he has limited his opponents to 52 of 142. That is 36.6%. That's the 3rd best mark in the league among players who have defended at least 100 shot attempts, behind only Miami's Jaime Jaquez Jr. and OKC's Alex Caruso. Levert's name has never quite been synonymous with the word defense, but he's always had the build to be an effective defender. What makes him so valuable defensively is his versatility on that end. He can legitimately defend up to 4 positions at times. He spent the most time this year defending guards, who he's held to an ice-cold 24-74, 32.4%. But he's also lined up opposite forwards, who he's held to 25-61, or rather 41%, and the occasional big as well, who have gone 3 of 7 against him. Levert has already managed to stifle the likes of Jalen Brunson, Kobe White, Kyle Kuzma, Zach LaVine, and Mikal Bridges, holding them to a collective 6 of 27. That's 22.2%, folks. It's that positional versatility that makes him such an effective play. Number 4, 89. Donovan Mitchell and the Cleveland Cavaliers get out in transition. I mean, they really get out and generate fast break points. They currently rank 2nd in points per possession via transition and 8th in total transition points per game at 25 points per game. A huge portion of those transition buckets belong to one Donovan Mitchell, who accounts for 5.6 of them. Now overall, Cleveland has scored a grand total of 425 points in transition. Mitchell has scored 89 of those. That's roughly 21%. a significant chunk. Many of these buckets are immediately following a forced turnover or great defensive stop in which Spider will run the floor and either dunk it home or fly to the perimeter for a catch and shoot triple. It's this type of production that has led to Mitchell ranking 15th league-wide in transition points per game so far. And number 5, 19.3. The Cavs bench has been showing out this season, no other way to put it. Not only are they ranked 7th in points production at 39 points, but they are 1st in overall plus minus, they are 2nd in 3-pointers made, 2nd in 3-point percentage, 3rd in assists per game with 11.5, and 7th in steals at 3.8 per game. But the most important stat of all is minutes per game in my opinion. The Cavs reserves are combining to play 19.1 minutes per game. That's the 5th most minutes in the NBA and considerably higher than last year where they only saw the court for 16.7 minutes per game. I don't have to tell you why that's important for this team. Leading on the depth keeps the stars healthy down the stretch and fresh entering the postseason where frankly they've been broken down in years past. Kenny Atkinson is doing exactly what he said he'd do so far. He's celebrating the depth on this team in a major way by empowering just about everyone at various times, whether it be a critical substitution in late game situations, sticking with a 5-man reserve unit that's swinging the momentum of a game, or riding a hot hand and asking more out of each person on the bench. It's a huge reason why minutes totals across the starting lineup are down big. Donovan Mitchell still leads the way, don't get me wrong, but there is a big difference between 31 minutes per game and the 35.3 minutes per game he averaged last year. That 4 minutes is a huge difference. Not only does it allow for someone on the bench who is deserving of minutes like a Ty Jerome or a Caris Levert to get extra burn, but it lessens the strain and stress on Mitchell's body. I do think it's very possible that this is at least the norm for the regular season as the Cavs make a concerted effort to keep the workload down to manageable rates for their starters. And honestly, it's not simply because Atkinson wants to keep the core 4 healthy. A lot of it is simply due to the fact that the reserves are hooping. Caris Levert and Ty Jerome are leading the charge, each man putting together a damn fine case for the 6-Man of the Year award in their own way. Levert is playing the most impactful, consistent, and well-rounded basketball of his career. He's averaging 11.8 points and 4.5 assists while completing a very efficient 53.4% of his field goals, including a scorching 45.8% of his triples. He's been super impactful defensively as well. Jerome has easily been the most impressive and, quite honestly, most surprising for many Cavs fans. Take his start of the season, for instance, in which he was electric in relief of Darius Garland. All he did was knock down 7 triples in 1 half, becoming the 4th Cavalier all-time to do so. His orchestration of the offense and lineups when he's effectively functioning as the lead guard or lining up beside one of DG or Donovan Mitchell has been nothing short of amazing. Jerome has been deadly when operating as the initiator and ball handler in pick and roll sets as he can pick defenses apart with a patented floater or well-timed lob, drive and kick or dump off pass. He's been hard to stop, and it's a key reason why he's completing 59.2% of his field goals, including 55.1% of his triples. I've honestly been most impressed with his work on the defensive end though. The UVA product has gotten in the passing lanes, picked the pockets of his opponents, and held up well when ISO'd. Outside of those two, Dean Wade and Isaac Okoro have also been contributing at high levels, each providing tough defense at the point of attack and knocking down the triple at a respectable rate. And we cannot forget about Sam Merrill and George Niang, both of which have been providing this bench unit with volume shooting at their respective positions. And they aren't even converting like we know they're capable of. They could get even better. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Cavs content, and we'll see you next time with more updates on this exciting season. Go Cavs.